BBC News with Sue Montgomery. More than 1,000 flag-bearing Israeli ultra-nationalist demonstrators have held an annual march marking Israel's annexation of East Jerusalem in 1967. Chanting, whistling and banging drums, they paraded on a police-approved route, passing close to but not through the Damascus Gate into Jerusalem's Old City. In a surprise move, the centrist Yair Lapid condemned the march. Ahmed Tibi, an Arab member of the Israeli parliament, also criticized the decision.
They are organizing a march of provocation here in Jerusalem. The new government adopted the same decision of Benjamin Netanyahu. It seems that in these issues there is no change.
Yolande Nell was there.
It's been very tense. There was this heavy presence of Israeli police in riot gear and on horseback where I was around Damascus Gate. The police were blocking off areas that led to the old city for local Palestinians. Ultra-nationalist Jewish Israelis were dancing and singing "The People of Israel Live." They came down with their blue and white Israeli flags, filling that area, the plaza in front of Damascus Gate, which is usually a popular social gathering place for Palestinians. And there was some abuse of Palestinians working as vendors nearby, abuse the other way also.
With all the votes counted in Peru's tight-run presidential election, the Electoral Commission has declared that the left-wing candidate Pedro Castillo has retained his lead over his right-wing rival Keiko Fujimori with a margin of just 44,000 votes. Ms. Fujimori hasn't conceded. More than 600,000 people have now died in the United States from the coronavirus pandemic. Monitored reliably by the Johns Hopkins Hospital is the highest tally in the world, a position the country assumed soon after the virus spread across the globe. Here's Peter Bowes.
The United States has passed what President Biden called the latest sad milestone and a real tragedy. Speaking on Monday in Brussels, he said too many lives were still being lost. But there is a sense that great swathes of America are moving on from the pandemic. The governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, lifted nearly all restrictions in the state, with more than 70% of the adult population having received at least their first vaccination. In California, the economy has fully reopened for the first time in 15 months.
The Czech Republic has asked the EU's top court to fine Poland $6 million a day for failing to halt extracting coal at a huge open-pit mine on the Czech border. Last month, the court ordered their operations at the Turów lignite mine be suspended after a successful complaint from the Czechs that it created cross-border environmental pollution. BBC News. The World Trade Organization has warmly welcomed the resolution of the 17-year dispute between the European Union and the United States over aircraft subsidies for Boeing and Airbus. The WTO Director General said the two sides had shown that seemingly intractable problems could be resolved. Speaking after reaching the deal in Brussels, President Biden said it served as a model that could be built on to counter challenges posed by China's economic system that gives its companies unfair trade advantages. Chile's parliament has begun discussing a long-stalled proposal to allow same-sex marriage in the staunchly Catholic country. The bill was given fresh impetus earlier this month when President Sebastián Piñera unexpectedly called on politicians to treat the matter with urgency. Kat Wiener reports.
President Piñera shocked many of his conservative and religious allies when earlier this month, in his annual address to Congress, he said the time for equal marriage in Chile had come. Mr. Piñera had previously opposed same-sex marriage, and his appeal was condemned by some members of the conservative governing coalition as a betrayal. If the bill is passed, Chile will become the 8th Latin American country to legalize gay marriage. The proposal was first presented in 2017 under the government of the left-wing president, Michelle Bachelet.
The American philanthropist Mackenzie Scott has given charities a further round of donations worth $2.7 billion. The former wife of the Amazon boss, Jeff Bezos, said the third large tranche went to more than 280 charities, many in the arts and higher education. In football, the reigning world champions France have beaten Germany 1-0 in the delayed Euro 2020 championship. An early own goal by Hummels gave France a lead, which they maintained to the end, notwithstanding two later disallowed goals by the French. BBC News.